Okay, we're back everyone, and we're gonna go ahead and make that soufflé glacé. This is that hazelnut one, the frozen one. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and whip the cream really fast. I'm gonna get that whipped up, put that in the cooler, and then meanwhile, I have my eggs yolks and the sugar, and we are gonna cook that it's kind of like a pate bomb, but we're gonna do it more like a savaillon over the double boiler. But it's, you know, very, very similar. So I've got my egg yolks, egg and sugar. My whipped cream is going. I'll try to get this spatula out of the way for a moment. Get that mixed up. All right. Oh, by the way, I've got, you're gonna receive these foil cups, same for the soufflés, both of them, and you're gonna get some acetate. I gave you 6 feet of it, and one that's a little shorter, easier to manage. This is a little bit tall. So that cream is just coming to a soft peak. You'll have to wrap them and tape them, but I have everything there for you. Okay, so the cream's done. I wanna hurry up and get that in the cooler, and I'll come back to the eggs. Okay, so that's in there. Come back to, oh, not a visitor, but they left. That was Christine. She was going to say, that was the best souffle I've ever had. I love that chocolate rum sauce. It was good. I almost ate the whole thing on that large ramekin. So we're getting some air in it here. And I'm going to turn up my water. I'm not using the proper form. There we go. My happy place. Okay, so that's a sufficient amount of air right now. I'm going to take it over to the pot over here before I have an aneurysm. Well, that didn't sound right, but can you see me over here? Yes. Okay, we are on the stove. I sure hope this video comes out okay, because there was a big delay when I was moving it to the stove. I have it on the stove, and a few seconds later, the pot, you know, the video followed. So here we go. We're gonna get these cooked. Just like with a pate bomb, you would have made a syrup and brought it to that softball stage and put it into the eggs. Well, we're doing that, but this way. Just talk amongst yourselves while I do this, okay? I really gotta concentrate. I'm gonna get it kind of like to the ribbon stage. Oh, it went down instead of up somehow. I was wondering why it wasn't cooked yet. This is gonna go really fast now. Talk amongst yourselves. So when I was making that chocolate rum sauce, I had some left after I portioned it all up. I just drank it. I mean, I straight up just drank like 2 ounces of it. It's really good. Okay, now look at that. See how thick it's getting into the ribbon stage? Because I have some heat now. I'm gonna stop before I curdle it. Beautiful. So, now we've got a bunch of, what we call them, like inclusions, you know, whatever, things that you're gonna add to it. I think if I put the chocolate in, it's gonna melt all the chocolate because it's kind of warm. So we're gonna cool it down a little bit. You know, you don't want to put whipped cream into a warm liquid either. It's gonna separate, but I think it's so cool in here, it's gonna cool down fast. Okay, I'm gonna let that just cool for a minute. I'm gonna stroll over there, set up my pastry bag. I'll be back. All right, check that again. That is good. That is good. I'm gonna get this eggy one out of here. Grab a fresh one. All right, I'm just gonna check that temperature again. It's like body temperature right now. That's not bad. So let's see, we've got some hazelnut paste. That spatula, I don't know if that's gonna fit. We're going for it. This hazelnut paste is really nice, fresh ground hazelnuts. That is some tasty stuff. So I'm gonna just gently put that in. Sometimes when you're working and you get a bucket of, they sell it in a big bucket, and you get this hazelnut paste, keep in mind that the oil separates in it. And if you do not, when you remove some, take that oil with it or stir it up each time, at the end you get a hazelnut brick. And it is like near impossible to work that into anything. So make sure that as you're using it, stir it up good. I've got fresh hazelnut croquant that I made today. And a big chunk of hazelnut in there. I'm gonna take that one out. So that is going to add some great flavor. This really is one of my favorite of all desserts right here. And this adds some nice texture. We got those chocolate shavings. Now, I'm not going to mix them in. I'm going to go get the cream and fold everything together at one time, put it in a bag, probably fill 2 of these, maybe 3, and then they go in the freezer. So I'm going to go get the cream out of the cooler. The cream, here it is. This is very soft. You don't have to worry about doing it in stages. Let's just put the cream right in there and get this done. It's getting late here. All right, that is good enough. Here we go now, we'll fold all of this in. So this, being a glacé, it is actually what one would call a still set ice cream. Ice cream is an American term. You know, we've got gelato in France. This would be a glacé. I want to make sure I get all that good stuff. At the Buena Vista Palace, I used to sell a lot of this dessert. We'd do it for banquets, maybe 700-800 people, and that's it right there. I would stop. I don't want to overfold it. And it was one of those desserts that you loved because you could prep it ahead of time, and then plating was really simple and fast because you'd pull them out. You got some time, but we would pull them out and unmold them, and then you'd want to perfectly time it because you want it to be semi-Fredo or semi-frozen. It's the best way to eat it. If it's too hard, you don't get all the flavor you would as if it's starting to soften a bit. So let's put that in here. That hot rum sauce, you should have some left over for this. I would serve it with this one. It would be great. Okay. So I've got the ramekin set here. We're gonna go ahead and fill them up. When I use glassware, or if it's like heavy china, I would freeze the glasses. The faster this sets, the better quality it'll be. If you do not get everything really stable, if you don't have your egg yolks whipped up just right, or your cream isn't good enough, it'll separate. You'll have a layer of crap at the bottom, that's like, if your ice cream melted and it refroze, it's terrible. So you don't want that. So here we go. You can see I put them up over the top so to give it that look like a souffle. I'm gonna go pop them in the freezer, and tomorrow we'll take them out. Have a good night.